Good afternoon, everybody. How are you today? Actually, it's good evening, 4th of July evening, and I wanted to show you two interesting plants. One that I planted and the other one that grows wild. This is a plant that I planted back, maybe the second week of May. And this is a plant that would have been very important to the ancients. It's called flax. Flax has many uses. It's used for its seed and its oil from its seed, and I'm growing it for its fiber. Because flax is what's known as a bast fiber, which means that in this stalk, if you can see it, in this stalk are fibers on the inside of the outer bark. And there are several types of bast fiber plants. So this is one, and I'm going to show you another one in just a second. This is another one of my foraging plants that I'm going to be working with. We call this plant wild lettuce. If you prepare it properly, you can create a good pain reliever out of this plant. It's very opiate-like. I'm not a big fan of opiates, but this would be a natural type of opiate, or rather, let's just say painkiller. Not get too crazy here. So it's wild lettuce, and we have wild lettuce growing. Oh my, I think I've seen a dozen plants in various locations around, very close to the house. So I'm going to be cutting these leaves off and drying them, and then I want to make a tincture out of them. If any of you have done that, I'd like to hear from you down in the comments section. By the way, back to the flax for just a second. In about a month and a half or so, the flax will be ready to be pulled. You don't cut it, you pull it when you harvest it. And then it gets dried. It gets dried so that we can harvest the seeds, which is very important. And then we're going to put the flax in a tub. We're going to put the flax in a big tub of water that I have over by the greenhouse. It's called the retting tub, and I'm going to explain it in more detail at the time. But we're going to begin the preparation aspects of working with flax. And once it's fully retted and dried, then we can start to extract the fiber from it. Okay, so we're over here by the nettle patch, and so the nettle is in addition to being a good source of food in the spring and a good source of medicine, it's also a good source of fiber. It's in the bast fiber group, and you do not want to touch it with your bare hands. You want to make sure you wear gloves, but you'll cut them off like that. We have a nice top this year. I kind of waited for a cooler night where I can wear long sleeves to get in here and cut some of these. I'll cut one more. So there's a handful of nettles, and I hope to be harvesting more as the summer progresses, as they get a bit taller. I'm trying to get really close with the camera to give you an idea of what the little needles look like. I'm not doing a good job with the camera here, but maybe you'll have to take my word for that, but it's very sharp and you do not want to touch it with your bare hands. So what do? I'll show you what you do. But you basically wear 2 good leather gloves and you just rub the leaves backwards off the stem and just rub your gloved hand a couple times, and then you'll end up with a, whoa, it's still a little bit sharp. You have to be very careful. That's much better. Then you end up with a stalk like this, and we will ret this just like we will ret the flax. So let me go ahead and do the rest of these. Very nice. The leaves that I'm taking off are just too big to be used as a soup. You want to get nettle leaves in the spring of the year when the leaves are nice and tender. And we do make several stingy nettle soups in the spring. I think, in fact, we even have a video, I think, where we foraged for some stingy nettle and some other things and made a wonderful little spring soup. Whoa, I heard a big explosion. Maybe the boys are setting off their firecrackers early. I don't know. That's pretty good. We just have a couple more to do. Very good. These bast fibers, like nettle, a couple others are dog bane, which also grows on the property, but I don't have any experience with it. Dog bane, and I heard milkweed also. I don't have any experience getting fiber out of milkweed or dog bane. But these are all fibers that the really ancients, the really old guys and gals, would have gotten their fibers for and used their drop spindles to make some yarn. And then with that yarn they would have had these very crude looms. These vertical looms that they would have woven their yarns together to make very crude fabric. I mean, we're talking about the really old guys. So there we go. There's some stingy nettle stalks. As you can see, I have a lot more. I want them to get a little bit bigger before I get those. So there we go. There's a nice little grouping of stingy nettle stalks that we will ret in the retting tub and extract the fiber filaments, and we will spin those into a yarn. Well, other than that, that's about it from today. Danielle and I both worked in the garden. She worked really hard over there making mounds for some French melons. Oh no, wait a minute. It's a French-Canadian muskmelon type. So she made some mounds in that area that I rototilled, and she planted those. So that's really good. And I thinned the beet row. Other than that, not really a whole lot. But I do want to give a shout out to a couple of our friends on YouTube who gave me the idea. Two of you did, I think. One of them is our friend Ms. Homesteader, and she made a comment that for the goat hoof trimmers, why don't I just sharpen the ones that I have? And she said that they do 6 goats, and they sharpen they just go ahead and sharpen their hoof trimmers. And of course you would do that. I don't know why I didn't think of it. I guess the idea of sharpening something like cutters or scissors, that type of a thing, I guess I'm afraid I'm just intimidated by the thought of ruining the bevel on them, so the thought never entered my mind. But she's right, and not only that, but if the hoof trimmers are no good anyway, I don't have anything to lose. So I've got some footage, I think, at the beginning of this video where I'm sharpening. Yeah, at the beginning of this video where I'm sharpening those trimmers. And then I said, Danielle, look at this. So she says, oh, can you sharpen these too? So I sharpened a bunch of things. So that was great. So hopefully we have enough, maybe I can put together a little video and upload it tonight for you. So otherwise, as always, I'd like to thank everybody and all the new subscribers and the old subscribers and everybody for following the channel. Sometimes it's hard to think of things to talk about. One or two of you have mentioned that you like those evening videos, like right now, and I kind of like it too. Maybe just kind of recapping what we did during the day. There will be times when we'll have a special project where I'll want to show you how we do something and how maybe you might want to consider doing something. For example, I'm trying to talk Danielle into doing a video on caring for tomatoes, both in the greenhouse and out in the field. There's certain things that we like to do. And then I want to give a talk at some point about, I talked about the Hard Times garden, and I think I'd like to talk about maybe the top 5 vegetables that you might want to consider. If you could only do 5 vegetables, what would they be? And I think my number 1 would be potatoes, but that's just me. Danielle's not a big fan of potatoes. I love them. I can't get enough potatoes. But anyway, so those are possibilities for the future. And other than that, I think I'll put this one to bed and go ahead and see if I can edit something out of this footage that I made. So, well, I can hear the fireworks already in the distance, and it's not even 8 o'clock yet. That's okay. All the revelers. So, I guess I'll catch you on the next one then. See, tomorrow's Saturday, and then Sunday's going to be a hot day. We'll see what happens, but should find something to talk about. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Bye.